Hello and welcome to another tutorial in noisejunkies.net. In this tutorial, we'll take a look at how to create a cool, stormy, turbulent cloud flyby in After Effects. So, that's the effect we're going to be creating with a couple of trap codes. So, let's get started. And I'll create a new composition, hit OK, and we'll start right away with a new solid. So layer, new solid, and call whatever you want. Then I'll go to effect trap code particular. So we have the beautiful particles here. And what we'll need to do is to play around with the particles so they look like clouds. And to do that, we'll kind of play with the size, let's say 22, and then change here to smokelet. But now you see it's taking a lot to render. It doesn't look like clouds. It looks really cartoonic. So you just have to play with the opacity, and you can set it to 4, 40, 4, or even 3. And you'll still have the clouds there. So now you come to the emitter, and you can set from point to a box. So what that does is you're gonna fill the whole screen with the emitter instead of a single point. So we'll come to the emitter size X and set it to 400. So you see now it's kind of bigger, and I think we'll actually set it to 800 so it kind of covers the whole screen. For the size Y, we'll say 600 so it also covers the whole screen, and for the size Z, 600 too, so it also is very spread out. For the particles per second, I'll set this to 350, so we actually have a lot of particles. And at this point, you want to set the resolution to half, because it's gonna be kind of laggy. So what I'll do now is just pre-compose this layer, and we'll kind of trim down here, second 2 up to second 4. So it's just 2 seconds short. And now you can go inside the layer again and create a new camera. And I guess you could do this before pre-composing. I don't know what I did. But anyways, just go to the transform here and set the position in second 2 to the initial position. And then go to 4 or so and just scroll to the end, where you only have those particles. So now in the pre-composition here, you have the flyby. So they're going pretty fast, but pretty cool. So we're gonna leave like that. Taking a lot to render though, so we might even want to choose a third to see if it kind of renders fast. But if you're trying to render, say third, but when compositing, set to half. And that's what we're gonna do right now. We'll go to Effect, Trap Code, Shine to create a cool look to our clouds. That's not a cool look. We'll set the ray length to 0,3. So they're a little bit blurry. And then the boost light to 6. So you have this pretty cool thing. And I'll just set one of the pre-made presets called electric. You can also change to your custom colors, like the highlights, for instance, the white. You can replace the light for another color or any of those, but I like the electric preset. It kind of fits well with our purpose. So another thing I want to do besides the shine is effect, distort, turbulent displacement. So you have this cool displacement, and for the level I want to set it to 75, and for the size I want just to make it disperse and say 20. If you want more concentrated, just say 50 or so. So that's kind of cool now, and let's test. So really cool, flowing well. The only thing that we want to make sure we do is go back to the shine and alt click on the boost light and set an expression 10, 15, the wiggle expression. So now the light's gonna twitch a lot. and let's set to third and preview. So you can see, and over here in the last frames, they kind of go, they bounce off and go in the other direction. The reason is because the camera the camera movements here end kind of soon, so you can just drag that keyframe and that will solve the problem, although we have to render again. So I'll just say half resolution because I think the light twitches are working well. We could see that on the third resolution. Maybe you could decrease, maybe it's too bright here, lots of white spots, so instead you could come here to the boost light option and say wiggle 8, 10, I don't know, just decrease the value so it's not that bright. Or don't add the wiggle, say boost light 4, and then you apply wiggle 10, 12. Both ways are gonna work for you, hopefully. So we kind of did our movements. Let's take a look at final tips now, and I'll go to precomposition now. And I don't know, let's call it final. And then you hit P and wiggle the position to 10, 25, and then scale it up a little bit so it kind of fills the whole thing. It's a cheesy way of fixing. You could add motion tile, but it does the trick for us here. It really does. And last thing before we do the final preview in half resolution, we're brave people. I want to go to Effect, Color Correction, Curves, and Effect, Stylize, Glow. And I'll explain what I'm doing. You can see we just ruined the whole thing. But what if you want to make a brighter thing? How can you achieve it? Yes, the glow can do it. You can set the glow radius to, the glow amount to 80, let's say, and the glow radius to 20. So if you increase the glow radius, you can see it's more blurry, and you can even say 100, so it's very dispersed. And you can set the intensity, of course, of 0,5 or 0,3, it's gonna be a little bit brighter. But another option is, playing with the RGB here, but then it kind of loses the color, and you can fix by increasing the blue, but not really, so the alpha channel comes in, and you can create drastic looks, but don't do it. So that's our clouds. And let's make a final preview it. So, light twitches, cool clouds. You can play around with the glow amount and make it brighter or darker. You can create a vignette using Andrew Kramer's classical tip, create a new solid, a black solid, and then adding the elliptical mask tool, and then setting the mask to subtract and feathering. But it's all up to you. And that's it. That's how you can create it. Just for the sake of curiosity, I'll say complete resolution, so we can actually see how the final preview looks. And you can see it's way brighter, so you probably have to come back and set the glow amount to less and the shine option. But that's it. I think you can create a cool cloud flyby, turbulent clouds here, and hopefully you like it and you have good results. I'll see you next time, and stay tuned at noisejunkies.net. Thanks for watching.